So even though I had a dad, two parents, but my father was absent, and that messed me up. Hi, my name is Anson Sat, and I'm the creator of Alpha to Infinity. And the purpose of this channel is to empower males to become alphas. And I'm a believer that when an alpha overcomes toxic relationships and narcissists, then a male is really free to become alphas. And what does it mean to become an alpha? Is becoming a leader, visionary, someone who really is able to make his family, his community a better place. So thank you so much for clicking on this video. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. And I'm just going to get right into it. My background is that throughout my childhood and even in my adult years, I have dealt with toxic people and narcissists. I've been gaslit. I've been blamed and shamed. And if you've experienced it, you know how terrible that feels. And so I've made it my passion to help share everything that I know so that you can be educated about dealing with toxic people and narcissists so that you don't play that game. You can have an escape route so that you can have the road to being the joyful alpha male that every male really is born with the alphaness. The only thing is to really ignite that alphaness. If you've missed my previous video, you can just click up here. And I just want to share with you really quick a review what I talked about in my last video. I talked about how unbelief derails an alpha. And it is the number one weapon that a narc uses. A narcissist uses unbelief to derail an alpha male, a male who has a strategy, has a plan, has a business. And if that person shows his hand to a narcissistic woman, she's going to feel insecure. And what she's going to do is she's going to make you question yourself and plant seeds of unbelief so that you will not have that progress, not have that growth that an alpha should deserve. And so I'm here today to continue to encourage the viewer that you deserve to have that sense of freedom, that sense of wholeness, that sense of peace and joy so that you can be an alpha and lead with power and love the way that people should be loved. In today's episode, I want to share with you, in my childhood, I had two parents, but I had a beta dad. And that means that my father did everything to make my mother happy. And my mother was, and is still today, a narcissist. And I have no shame in saying it because the truth will set me free. My father was powerless to make decisions. And even though he made decisions, they were only approved by my mother, his wife. And so I can remember when I was young, I think I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, I already had an awareness of my dad being a beta, and it really hurt. And even talking about it, I could still feel a little bit of the pain lingering. And it never feels good to a man having to grovel to a woman, having to get approval from a woman. Everyone owns his or her own emotions. Like, you're not responsible for other people's emotions. You're not responsible for my emotions, and I'm not responsible for your emotions. But I'm here to encourage you that when you set boundaries, there's a sense of peace and a sense of responsibility for your own domain. So an alpha really is a person who understands his domain and takes care of it. That's not what my father did. And that really messed me up. I really grew up feeling that I didn't have a father. Because my mother made all the decisions. My mother was the one who wore the pants, but my father made most of the money. But I felt like I didn't have a father figure. So if you've lived with that kind of father, or you didn't have a father in your life, I'm here to say I feel for you. I really feel and understand that it doesn't feel good to not have a father figure in life. And there's really huge effects when you don't have a father figure in your life. The sense of abandonment really goes deep. Like, you may be able to sugarcoat it. You may be able to cover it up. You can cover it up with success. You can cover it up with addictions. You can cover it up with different kinds of things, but it's still there. I remember watching a Gary Vee short, and this person went up to Gary Vee and said that he worked really hard, even though he had very difficult upbringing, and he had like $100 million business, like millions of dollars, very, very successful, but he still felt terrible inside. And all Gary Vee could say was that he should see a therapist and talk things out. And that's what I did. And that's the strategy I want to share with you right now. When you have abandonment issues, the one thing that you need to know is that you can't change your past. And because you can't change your past, the only thing that you could do is to let go of the past. But here's the thing about letting go. It isn't like forgetting. I mean, a lot of people just try to forget it, but it's still there. The pain of abandonment is still there. And so people try to strive for success and get possessions and stuff like that and get approval from other people. And that's where the narcissist comes in. The narcissist can smell that. Narcissists can smell that and swoop right in, and they try to get you to believe what they believe and love bomb you and try to get you to seek approval from this toxic person, this narcissist. So this is how that all works. If you deal with issues from your past, you're still trying to work it out, and you get a narcissist in the fray, that narcissist is going to try to derail you. And in my previous video, I talked about how narcissists will question every decision that you make, every plan that you make, every strategy that you make, and it's just going to make things a lot worse. So in growing up with a beta dad, and if you have unfortunately dealt with a situation where your father was not there, you didn't have a father in your life, I can totally understand that you might feel a sense of abandonment. If you have achieved a lot and you have overcome this situation, I congratulate you. Please share that with your neighbor. Please share the hope and the encouragement, and I hope I'm doing that here in this video, that if you feel like you're abandoned, just let it go by saying, yes, that is what happened. I understand that is not a good thing, but I'm here right now. I accept what happened. The truth sets me free. I'm moving on. And if you have a family, it is really, really important to be really mindful that if you have had people who weren't really connecting with you, people that you really depended on, and you really needed that connection, you really needed to feel that love, and they didn't provide that love that you needed, we need to double down your efforts into passing your love to the next generation. I'm facing that challenge right now. I have a 10-year-old kid, and in his years when I was still struggling with my abandonment issues, I didn't really pay attention to what his needs are. And even right now, I'm working out things with my own son. Having a beta dad or not having a father will cause emotional distress. It's going to cause a sense of abandonment, but there is hope. It is really just accepting. And the other strategy is to forgive. Forgiveness goes a long, long way. And that just means there is nothing that the other person can do to repay you. And you're like, that's no problem. You don't owe me anything because I want to move on. So that's what forgiveness is. And I encourage you to try it out. Start forgiving the people who wronged you, who weren't there for you, and you're going to feel a sense of freedom. Again, it's a very simple video about an issue that I had to deal with for so many years, and I hope this was helpful to you, that if there were people who you trust that gave you a sense of abandonment, the solution really is to accept what it is. It is what it is, and just let it go. And really, really move on. What are your thoughts about this issue? Because so many people out there are struggling with abandonment issues. There are so many families out there that have to deal with divorce and fatherlessness. I don't know if it's me, but I am seeing more and more in the media where a lot of crimes or violent crimes may be stemming from fractured families. So please comment below. What do you think about this issue? If you want to talk about this more, I'm going to be starting next month an online fellowship where I invite any male who wants to join in and just talk about these issues, and also a one-on-one coaching program to help males become alphas, productive alphas, effective alphas, and more importantly, joyful alphas. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.